Good morning, YouTube. It's New Life for Jen, or Jen. Today is Friday. God, what is today? I don't know. The 23rd, maybe? I'm sorry, my days are really screwed up. But today's Friday. It's the third Friday of September. So if that helps anybody, if I'm confused on the date, it'll be up at the top. Today I am 27 weeks Post Op Lapband. Quick update on the numbers. Starting weight 264.8, highest weight I saw on a scale. That was on March 1st, 2011. That was the day I started the pre-op diet. March 18th, 2011, day of surgery, 252.8. And today, I am 173.0. So, I'm extremely happy with that. I think Sunday, when I did my 6-month surgiversary video, I was 173.6. So that's only like a 0.6 pound loss for the rest of the week, which I'm fine with. Like I had said, not this Thursday, but the Thursday before, I had weighed in at like 178. So to be 5 pounds down from like 10 days ago, I'm totally happy with 173.0. That makes a total loss for the 10 pound and 30 day challenge for the challengers group on Facebook at, I think, 7.6 pounds gone. So I have like 2 point some pounds left for the month to do by next weekend, which I think I'll do fine, because I'm starting the Sacred Heart diet today. First off, I mean, I was kind of skeptic about this Sacred Heart diet. I know Cece had made a comment about how it kind of sounds kind of like the cabbage diet or whatever. But I mean, I did a lot of research on it. I don't just do stuff to do it. I'm like crazy. I'll Google it and see, you know, if it's healthy for you, if it's good for you, if it's even good for a lap band patient to even do this. And after I found out a little bit more, you know, the kind of day that worried me was the steak day. You gotta eat like all this steak. And I've ate steak and it goes down, but sometimes it's just really hard for me to do steak. So depending on the cut and how tender it is, and I mean, I didn't want to be like, oh man, I can't, you know, because that's like your protein day on the Sacred Heart diet. So did some research and found out we could sub boneless skinless chicken in there, so I'll be fine. So yeah, I made the soup. It's still in my crock pot. I'm going to keep it on low until today, and then I will be eating on that, I guess, the next 7 days. And today is day 1, so that's fruits and vegetables, or yeah, fruits and vegetables, and then or wait, yeah, I think it's fruits in the soup. I'm not sure. I know that I have it written down on what I'm supposed to do today. For me, I think I'm going to be fine on this. I incorporate a lot of vegetables. Not as much fruit, but I incorporate a lot of vegetables all the time anyway. So I'm not going to be, I don't know. I think I'll be fine. I know some of you have said that you felt weak, and I hope that that's not going to be the case with me, but I'm starting it today, so hopefully if day 2 and day 3 are crappy, that's a Saturday and Sunday for me, so it's not like days that I have to go to work or, you know, school or whatever. Let's see, any other updates I wanted to give? I'm going to do my second set of wrappings this week with the It Works wraps. I'm going to do my thighs again. So I'll be giving inches updates on that again. I'm going to give my inches on the first wrap I did, the wrap after the 3 days of doing that wrap, and what my inches were after, and like what my inches are now before, to see if it went up in all in inches, you know, if I gained back any of those inches I did from the first wrapping or not. But I'll do that little update on next week's video. I'm not going to do a whole video on those wraps, but so I'm going to do the wrap this weekend. Bandit Stephanie's doing the Sacred Heart diet with me, which I think is probably a good thing to have a buddy system with this, so I'm excited for that. I'm really hoping she hits Wonderland from this. I know she really wants it really bad, and like I was telling her, the Wonderland thing played with my head, and it just plays with your head. The scale will play with you when you're trying to hit that Wonderland. It's awful. I'm so glad I'm past that point. I'm 92 pounds down. So, shoot, I'm 8 pounds away from a 100-pound loss. I'm just really excited about that. So when I hit that, I will be in the low 160s. I'll be under the 165 mark when I hit my 100-pound loss. So my goal for myself is, or my reward to myself for getting 100 pounds lost is I want a North Face coat. I mean, I live up in Ohio. Never been able to have one because of the weight I was always at, so that's going to be my reward to myself, is a North Face jacket. But I am determined. I'm trying to figure out what size I'm going to get. I'm going to go in, try them on. I'm an order online person, but this I'm going to actually go in and try them on. Right now I'm in a large and stuff, so I'm hoping I can buy a medium so that when I lose this 27 pounds left that I have left, that I will be able to be in a medium permanently. So that's my little reward for myself. NSVs, I posted it on Facebook last night, but my son's in 8th grade football, and he had a home football game on Wednesday night, and we went to the game, and one of his good friends, his mom, I haven't seen her probably since January. It's been a long time because we really only see each other during sports, and he hasn't been in a sport since football now. But, you know, we were at the game the whole time, 2-hour game, and she came up to me at the end, or I came up to her to say hi, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, she goes, I've been looking at you all night. She goes, she goes, I kept thinking it was you, but I didn't think it was you. And she goes, what the heck have you been doing? She goes, you look wonderful. I didn't even recognize you. And, you know, I'm straight up with people. I just was like, you know, Lapband, Mexico. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah. And so I told her the story. She's like, shit, I'm going to Mexico. And I said, yep. And she asked me how long ago I had the surgery. And I told her like 6 months ago, and she just couldn't believe it. And sometimes I can't believe it, that 6 months ago I've done all this in 6 months. It's sometimes overwhelming. Other things, I'm just crazy busy. As you can see, I look like hell. I get on these videos and I look like hell. As a lot of you know, I work for myself, so I don't get all dressed up and beautiful every day for anybody, so I really need to start doing that because I look like hell. But that is because I am super stressed all the time, super tired, super busy, and I just look like hell. Not that I feel like hell, because I feel great, but I just look like hell. So, sorry. Anything else? Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, while I'm at work every day, I have the TV on, and I know some of you probably don't like him, but I keep Dr. Oz on during the day, and, you know, a lot of his information you have to take with a grain of salt and pick the things out of there that, you know, and just re-research, I guess, because I guess he's had this big thing going on with this apple juice and kids give him, I don't know. So anyway, but I was watching a thing the other day on his kind of like a weight loss thing, and some of the stuff he said just made a hell of a lot of sense. Okay, so first thing I wanted to say is he said about weighing yourself. You weigh yourself as soon as you wake up in the morning, and that's it. Which I do anyway, like on my Monday and Friday weigh-ins, that's when I weigh myself. As soon as I get up, use the bathroom, that's the first thing I'm doing, is I get on the scale. Which everybody knows, after you sleep, you always get your lowest weight, usually. But the next thing he said was, he's trying to give you a timeline on what to do throughout the day to help you lose weight. And he said something that made a lot of sense. You know, he had asked this woman, okay, you weigh yourself at this time, but what time do you exercise every day? And her response was like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening, you know, after she gets done with work, dinner with the kid, you know, whatever her reasoning was. And he said that is totally, totally wrong. And here's what made sense. He said this is your timeline. You get up, you weigh yourself, and then you do your workout. Even if it's only 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that is the most optimized time of the day to exercise. And here's his reasoning on why, which made 100% sense. He said that if you exercise in the evenings, when you go to exercise, you're not burning off your fat. You're burning off everything that you did throughout that day. You're trying to burn off your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. Then, once you get all those burned, even if you're still working out at that point, that's when you start burning your stored fat. If you exercise right when you get up in the mornings, you're burning stored fat, because through the night your body is consumed and used and processed those calories that you used throughout that day. So in the morning, he said, is the best time to get your workout in. Even if you do 30 minutes like he said in the morning and 30 at night, or whatever it is, if however much you try to fit in, But that just made a hell of a lot of sense to me. And I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. So for anybody, you know, that, I don't know, if you have time to do it in the mornings, at this point in my life, I do not. I do not have time in the mornings. But that's what he is saying. For anybody, you know, looking for extra tips on how to burn fat while you're doing these exercises, he said the morning time's the best time. So just wanted to share that information. I thought that was pretty interesting, which some of you probably already knew that. I didn't. You know, I know it's probably good to exercise in the morning, but I didn't understand the whole reasoning why. You know, when you start exercising at whatever time in the morning, before you start putting breakfast and food and all that crap in your mouth, you're actually burning your stored fat in your body, you know, instead of burning what you already went through that day. So, I don't know. Useful information, maybe. Maybe not. But that's my update. I'm over 10 minutes, so that means now I'm going to have to upload this on my laptop, which I hate doing. I love just doing it right from my phone. I'm not an editing person, so what you see is what you get, and how it is how you get it, because I'm not all into the perfect editing and adding music and videos and pictures. Not that technologically advanced yet, and just don't really have the time. But, so, you guys have a great week. I will keep everybody updated on Facebook with the Sacred Heart Diet. I hope me and Stephanie do really well. Go Steph, get to Wonderland. Love you guys. Talk to you next week. Bye.